Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to the RobeTheMatoran channel. Today we got another LEGO Star Wars review today, and this is set number 75383, Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator. I believe this is the 9th iteration of this set. It contains 640 pieces. It has 3 minifigs, technically 4. Well, it comes with 4 minifigs with the 25th anniversary exclusive minifig, which is Saw Gerrera in this set. That's probably the main draw of this set, is that minifig. And the set retails for $70 US. I'm not sponsored by LEGO. With a brief look at the front of the box, it's a pretty standard shot of the Sith Infiltrator just flying through Tatooine with the twin suns, as you can see in the background. Personally, I think this should have been in space or just another image, because the pink is a little too pink, and then the blue on the side of the box is just a little too, they contrast a little too much. But other than that, I think I do like the shot they have. Just, it should have been in space. And this set is celebrating the 25-year anniversary of Episode 1. On the back of the box is just a simple, just showing the features of the set itself, and just a little set piece of a fight with Qui-Gon and Darth Maul here. So nothing too out of the ordinary here, nothing super special. With a brief opening of the box, we're greeted with 7 number bags, an instruction manual, and surprisingly no sticker sheets. Wow, talk about rare. After a rather brief build, the Sith Infiltrator is complete, and it is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Real quick, I wanted to talk about the minifigs, and first up is Anakin Skywalker Boy. This is, if you know the LEGO games, you know, they always say Anakin Skywalker Boy, but regardless, this is little young Annie, and it's a pretty straightforward minifig. There's nothing to talk about or complain about because it looks good. The hairpiece is good. It's the reuse of Harry Potter's hairpiece, just now in like sand brown, if you will. I don't know the proper name of the color, but just a sandy blondish brown color, and the printing on him is good. Nothing to complain about. Face prints, you know, both his faces are good, and yeah, he's pretty good. Next up is Qui-Gon Jinn, and this is a improvement to the one that we got in 2017. It looks a bit better. The printing is a bit sharper, and the brown on his legs for like his boots and pants are a bit darker than that version because it was lighter on that one. And he actually has knee and foot printing just a tiny bit, but not too much. And he has this really great poncho. I swear, I think that's like the coolest part about him is the poncho, because I didn't even think they was going to include it, but that's really with clone troopers. They don't really include pauldrons or like waist capes especially. So time for the more controversial minifigs, and that is Darth Maul here with his interesting eyes. He has no pupils, and a lot of people don't like it, myself included. I do not like it. I like the look with the pupils. I know or get why they did it, because I guess they're trying to make him more Lego-fied, where he has the non-pupils. He has like kind of like a mixture of pupil and eye, whatever you want to call it. So he's technically now looks more like how all the other minifigs look, but it just looks so weird. They should have just started out with this, or they should have just kept the pupils. And they did this with Darth Sidious, and the Darth Sidious one didn't seem so bad. It was weird, but it wasn't that bad. But with this one, it's a bit more noticeable, and I can't say I'm a huge fan of that. So honestly, I don't like the eyes. And Ryan in his video said it best when he said that he just looks kind of like undead or possessed, or just like, he almost looks like he's like he's just undead looking. He has a ghost almost look, because he doesn't look very alive, and I don't like that look for Darth Maul. It's just, it takes kind of like all the, what I'm trying to say, it just takes all the, I don't know, the intimidation out, because he just looks soulless. It looks like he's dead. So yeah, I don't like the face. I don't like the eyes, I guess, is what I should say. The printing is good, but the eyes, no. I should have thought about that, but that's what we got. Last but certainly not least, we have Saw Gerrera, and this is a really hyped minifig, and this is one that everyone been wanting for a good while, myself included, because it's weird that we're only just now getting a Saw Gerrera, and it's kind of crazy because he'd been in a lot of shows, and well, he was in one movie, but he was in a couple of shows, so it's weird that we're just now getting him. And I'll have to say, he looks really good, especially with that cloth cape piece in the back. I don't want to say cloth cape piece, it's just a cloth cape. It's a bit more of the stretchy, you know, soft fabric one, and he looks really, really good. The printing on him is really good. I swear, like the printing on him, they really outdone themselves with this. I mean, okay, there is some things they could have done more with, like the legs, especially. They could have just did like a dual molded, or just completed the print, like completed the printing on the foot where his like metallic foot is at, and I think then he would have been really good. Now, the slight controversy he has is the green is not the color that a lot of people were pleased with, I guess, but I don't know why, because he looked green to me. Like his outfit was green in Rogue One and in Rebels, and it was like I don't really see the issue, but allegedly they just did not like the green. The green was like, I don't know, maybe it was too dark green. I don't know the full reason. I won't lie, I don't know, but I just heard that they didn't really like the green too much. But I personally liked it. Now the only thing I would say I didn't like was the face. Now the face printing is good. I would just say it doesn't look like Saw Gerrera in any iteration of him. It does not look like him. I can't say that it does, because it doesn't. But I think everything else looks good. Like I even like how the printing continues even off the little like chest armor, shoulder armor piece. Like that part takes off, and it's still on the actual minifig itself. So it's not just okay, when you take that piece off, it's completely cut off. No, it's on there too, and it's on the armor itself. So it makes it look really good. And that back printing looks so good. It's one of the best back printing on a minifig, honestly. So yeah, other than the face, I think this is like really great minifig, and it's not even a bad face. It's just it doesn't look like Saw Gerrera. But other than that, great minifig. Really do like it. Now it is time to see if the Sith Infiltrator is as good as it could possibly be for $70, and the answer might shock you. Now, I think the Sith Infiltrator looks actually really good. However, I will say that it's a bit small, and some people don't mind it being smaller than the previous iteration. Like the last one we got was, I think, in 2017, 16. I'm not familiar with the year it was, but it's still a decent size. It's just I wish it was a touch bigger. Now, the biggest like controversy here is that the nose on the ship is too big, and I know why, because obviously it has the function where it houses the little spy droids that you could deploy out, and I'll show it in a bit. But it is a bit too big, and just makes it like makes the ship look like it has a really pronounced nose, and it's kind of funny looking, but it doesn't destroy the set. Obviously, it's just that it could have been a touch better. I don't know, maybe they could have just sleeked the nose down just a small bit, like just shave it down just a little bit, for then it won't look as, I don't know, goofy. But you know, it's like, what are you really gonna do? Regardless of that, looking everywhere else, the design looks really good, especially in the back. Like there's a lot going on, and it looks really good and compact, and it's really nice detail. Like it's actually really nice detailed set. Like I know the previous one was bigger, but this one has more pieces, and you can actually see that at least a little bit, and it feels a lot more weighty. I don't have the other one to compare with, but this set does feel weighty. There's some weight to this set. It feels good when you pick it up, because it don't feel like you're just picking up like a like little just small set or whatever, but it feels pretty good. Now it's just that it is just a little too small in my opinion. That's it. Speaking of controversies, the landing gear itself is kind of, I'm just gonna say for what it is. I don't know if there's a hot take or not, but it's kind of bad, because it has the whole ship leaning down, and I can't confirm in the show or in I say show, but in the movie that it was leaning down like that, but I don't like it like that. So it's definitely not a flattering look. Now, however, I personally like to have the landing gear propped up, like all the way up, but it just makes the landing gear don't look all that well, because it looks like it's on its tippy toes, and you know, it helps the ship itself to be posed up right. However, I just don't really like how it looks, because it just looks very odd. It just doesn't look very natural. It doesn't look very sleek. It don't look very properly landed. It looks like it's, I don't know what it's about to do. Like it's really in the process of about to really fly off, if anything. So I don't really like it like that. I'd rather have it have it at the slight angle, and it just has to look sloped down. That's the unfortunate reality, but it is what it is. So, just gotta do what you got. Finally, looking at some pros, we get to look at the back, and it can open up, obviously, because that's what it does. That's how you get Darth Maul in there, and it's a pretty nice spot right there, and it can fit his speeder and obviously Darth Maul himself in there. So it's a pretty well compacted little area, and it fits in really nice and snugly. Actually, it's a lot more. It's small, but it fits him just right. It's a perfect fit. It's actually really good. I'm actually shocked how they actually managed to still include him fitting in with the speeder into the ship, despite how small it can be. And of course, you can pop out the little wings on it to make it look like obviously it's flying. So there's just a added bonus right there. Now, taking a look at the bottom, there is a small hatch, and there's this little red cylinder tile piece that you can pull back, and indicates where you pull back at, and it deploys the small spy droids. And the design of the spy droid is really small, nothing fancy. I don't even think it has the antennas like it's supposed to. It's really kind of just cheaply made. It's like they just gave you whatever and just threw it in there. But to put it back in, you open that big part of the ship, that big nose part, and then you just drop them in. No real particular fancy way you put it in. You just drop them in and set it off, and it's ready to go back. So yeah, a pretty simple but I guess effective function. I don't know, kind of reminds me of like a bomb drop. Not exactly, I would say, not exactly deploying just spy droids. It's like you're dropping bombs, but regardless, that's how they did it. So forgot to mention this earlier, there is the speeder itself, and it's a pretty small, very small design. It's nothing noteworthy. I only brought it up because it is a part of the set, and it's small. And now some depictions, it could be gray, it could be brown, but Lego has done both. So either way, I really didn't care too much for it. And here's just with it, with Darth Maul on it, and he does have to have both hands, or one hand at least, on the handlebars, because there is no stud. And if there was a stud, it still wouldn't even work. It'd actually be worse because it's too small for to have studs where you can just sit on it. So yeah, one or both hands have to be on the handlebars. So yeah, and it's pretty simple, pretty generic, nothing noteworthy. And before wrapping this up, I wanted to mention that there was these two tile ingot pieces that you press on the top of the ship, and that is where that's how you press for the spring of the shooter. Just press out, and it's pretty well hidden. I forgot to even mention it because it is actually practically well hidden. It was so well hidden that I almost forgot to even mention it, but it is really nice and cleverly done, and it was pretty fun to do. And yeah, it's just a nice little feature to do. So all in all, what do I think of the Sith Infiltrator? I think that this is a pretty decent set. It's not like you must get right now. I will say that. This is not a you must buy right now day one set. No, I don't think it's worth $70. I will just have to say that. It's just a bit too pricey. Now, I know that's not really a new thing to say in the Lego space, is to say Lego Star Wars sets are expensive, but yet again, we're faced with that reality again, that this set is just too expensive. $70 is just too much for what you get here. You don't get $70 worth of Lego stuff here. So I would just say wait for a sale, wait for like 10-15% off, and then you're good to go. I mean, the Saga might entice you to buy it a bit quicker than that, but I would still say just wait, because it's just not worth paying that much for this small of a set and for just 4 minifigs. They should have included like maybe 2 more, and maybe it would have been a bit more justified. But regardless, the score I give this set is probably just probably a 7.2. Like it's decent. It's definitely well above average because it is a pretty decent set. It's just not a day one buy set. But those have been my thoughts. Tell me yours down in the comments, because I read every single comment. And join me next time when I look at the Droideka Build-A-Figure set. That is a really nice set that we want to look into. But that will be for next week. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And I will bid you all adieu.